A very warm welcome to today's session. Can you all hear me? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible. You are audible, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. And you can see my screen as well.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let us start with this. Um, so paper one has the following subtopics, you can say. The questions would be asked from these: teaching aptitude, research aptitude, एंड ऑल दिस. पहले मुझे बताइए कि आप सबने कोई किताब खरीदी होगी तैयारी के लिए. प्लीज बाय अ बुक. देयर आर मेनी गुड बुक्स अवेलेबल. आई विल शो यू द कवर पेज ऑफ माय बुक आल्सो at the end of the session. Okay. Namaste, all of you. A very good afternoon once again. And let us start with this. So just take a little moment and paper one, which is common to all, जो भी नेट का कर रहा है उनको सभी को, all are supposed to be attempting paper one. And so we've started our prep series with the paper one. Okay. And so these are all the things. Now you will find, let me tell you that things like information and communication technology, the questions from this section are usually the questions which are like the facts, that information, which is like one single answer. Like, what is the full form of Swayam? Okay, SWAYAM. It's not just one word. Swayam is also one Hindi word, right? But each letter stands for a word. Okay, so for this, that is why I insist that buy a book, because that way you'll get a very good question bank that you can use to prepare for the exam. Similarly, information and communication technology, ICT, this part. There the questions usually are, of course, there are application questions also, but most of the time the questions are about the testing the factual knowledge, the knowledge like the full form, or the something about the satellite, something about the calculations, the binary numbers. Are quite a few sums questions, maybe like, see, out of 50, even if 2 or 3 are about the binary numbers, which we'll do in the next lecture, which will be purely around the math. Now let me move on to this. So last I came like 2 weeks back, or maybe 2 weeks back. I'm returning after 2 weeks. So we did a number of questions. These have already been done. I don't mind doing them again, but today I have come prepared with a different question, like say this one. Yeah. So 2 weeks back, I had done up to 6 questions. Now this is my numbering. I'm Sapna Chavria. So my numbering up to question number 8. And today we shall begin question number 9 onwards. Okay. So look at this type of question. The best part is that, the questions I personally feel are not very, what you can say, the content they ask is not very difficult. But understanding the nature of questions is difficult. Students, my participants today, you're free to ask me any question. You're free to interrupt me, as I'm lecturing. And you may want to raise your hand, or just, unmute yourself and go ahead and interrupt me if you have a question, as we are trying to, get the answers to these questions. Okay. Now look at this question. Question number 9. What do you think this question is like? What is it doing? It's a typical match the following type of a question, correct? Do you all agree with that? Okay. Match list 1 with list 2. And there are 4 options. So there are 4 questions we see in list 1, which is numbered as capital A, B, C, and D. And the list 2 has 4 options which must be matched, and they are also numbered in a certain way. Please note that in your examination, so you may wonder where is the question and where are the options. The options usually are labeled as small letter A, B, C, and D. So we have to see that which is the which match is the best. Now, this type of question is testing your understanding about the concept. Yet you can say that, okay, I think this is right, that one thinks that. Still, there is one single answer, one single, one of these A, B, C, or D is the correct answer. So, what do we do? How do we use our knowledge? And if you keep on reading, you will read for half an hour and still wonder, like, what? Because you feel even that looks right, this match also looks right. Have you all read the question? Please unmute yourself and just tell me yes, and so I can go ahead. Okay, I'll just go ahead. Now, if I look at the A part, we usually have the tendency to begin from beginning. So, you read A, using student ideas of contribution. Now, this looks a very broad kind of a statement. Let's move. Structuring. Okay, another broad kind of a thing. Probing. Probing becomes a little, like probing means, you go into the depth of something. So, and the teacher affect. Now, see, this is not effect. This is affect. Effect. Okay. So now this surely is about that, you can relate it to the word affection. So what best option out of these four will match with this? Warm and nurturing relationship with learners. Okay. See now here, there is one has to learn how to derive the answer. Okay. Because you see these words, whether it is the list 1 or list 2, there are like these they seem to be so general and so broad. How do I match? How do I get that right answer? So let's look at the next slide and see what best is happening here. So as I said, usually we want to first answer A, then go to B, then go to C. But no, in questions like this where the statements are usually way too broad, which can include like you feel with B, 2 also matches, 3 also matches, and everything is matching with everything. Yet in every question, there'll be one something which will be very specific. And when I looked at this question, I thought that the D, teacher affect. Now this is once again, it's not effect, it's affect. Okay, that affective domain, and so that gets only connected to one. Can you see this arrow? Warm and nurturing relationship with learners. Okay, so let me look for in the options where D, for the D, it is 1 and which is here. Okay, can you see my cursor? It's here. So that is the option A. But I'm not saying just match one thing and assume it is correct for sure. Let me see what else. The next probably thing that I notice is using student ideas of contribution. So obviously when you use the student ideas, teacher statements, teacher comments are not that connected as much as the fourth option called taking a student's response and repeating or applying it is connected. And let me see if for D, 1 is that A option. What is happening to A? Wow, A is matching with fourth. Go for this answer. Go for A. Okay, just go for A. Here I'm explaining the process of getting to the right answer, so it's taking time. But if you practice it, and if you have this kind of approach towards answering, because these are not that fixed information questions. When was this born? When was that? Or what is a full form? They are not that fixed type. They are still the application where you're applying your understanding, where you're using your understanding to get the best answer. So obviously you need to have some kind of an approach. So since two things are match to, like I know using student ideas of contribution, I will have to take a student's response. Similarly, teacher affection, it's about warm and nurturing relationship with learners. So you will find 1 and 4. That 1 and 4 is not seen anywhere else. Okay, so go for it. Your answer is A. So when you practice and when you have this kind of understanding, you will be able to derive this answer in less than half a minute. And that's how we can aim to complete the paper. Okay, we will surely complete the paper, because you see, when we go do the mathematics section in this, even if you know you are pretty good with calculations, yet some of those questions take more time. They might take 2 minutes, even 3 minutes. So the whole idea is, somewhere I need to save time in order to use more time where I need to do some calculations to get the right answer. Any queries here? Students, you may tell me if you have any queries. I'm looking at the participants' response or the chat, which I don't think there's anything. Okay. So I'm going ahead with the next one. So here for this question, okay, this was the question and this was the answer. It's the same question. I just showed you how I approach to get the correct answer. Now, let's look at another sum. Something quite similar to that. I'll give you a little time so that you read the question. Okay. Match list 1 with list 2. Now, once again, if you look at what is there in list 1 is again broad concepts: instructing, communicating, managing, and monitoring. And once again, you might do the same thing, that first question should be answered first. So let me find out what is a match for A. But well, in these kind of exams, if instructing, now if I read instructing, transmitting thoughts using methods, now looks like at least 3 options are matching, or at least 2 options are matching the instructing. So let me move, let me see if I can do something else. Okay, communicating, now instructing, managing, monitoring look like a one type of a thing. Okay, but communicating can give me a strong hint. Now when I say communicating, it's only saying communication, right? Now this communication can be even beyond the classroom. So if you look at these words, you see all of these things are starting with some action word: optimizing, watching groups, using methods, transmitting thoughts. So I think this looks like a good way of starting, that for communicating, the answer should be the fourth one. Now let us look at the approach. Okay, so I tried to see instructing. Okay, looks like 2 3 things are matching. Managing, again, very broad term. But communicating can is confined, or communicating is about transmitting thoughts and ideas verbally and non-verbally. It's a perfect definition of communicating. So let me start with this. Okay, so B, I know for sure, I don't know about others yet, but I know that for the B, the question B, 4 matches. So let me see in A, B, C, and D. These are my options. One of the small A, B, C, or D I have to mark as a right answer. So let me see where B is matching with 4. So it is here, correct? Look at this option. Now B is for B, the fourth item from the second list is there, and that option is C. Okay, so mostly the answer is C. But let me do little more checking to see if I'm not really answering something wrong. So if I look at the C option, they say that for after communicating, monitoring is another word that looks a little more specific, whereas instructing and managing, they look really broad. Okay, so many things can fit with them. अभी monitoring के लिए they have said two: watching groups, behaviors, and pace. Wow, monitoring. Okay, you're monitoring, so obviously you have to watch. Okay, and so perfect. I will not look any further and I will go for the option C. And now if you feel that you have not taken too much time, maybe you want to see, okay, for A, so C says for A the option is 3. Yes, instructing is about using methods and activities by the teacher, and for managing, obviously it is optimizing on task. So obviously management is always optimizing on task, minimizing off task activities. So perfect answer. So you see, I want to tell you that it's not that let me get a right answer for A first, then I will move to B. No. Out of these things, go for that one word which looks more, which has very fixed meaning and which can be matched with one such thing. Then look in these options where that combination is there, and maybe take one more. So after communicating, I'm repeating, I thought monitoring was another term in the list one, which had a very kind of more specific kind of a content within it. So, and you match it, go for it. Don't even I'm to say, if you're really running short of time, the best would be the other two. Don't even try to still check and see what it is, because now the problem is, if communicating B and 4, there were many options, but with options they are very nice. The B is having 4 as a match in only the option C, so there is no confusion there. Just go for it. Your answer is C. May I move to the next question? um, okay, so let's see what's there. Please let me know if I can move on to the next question. You can show a thumbs up, or maybe some other way if you want to write in the chat. Wow. Thank you, Sumanji. Thank you, Ji. Thank you. Appreciate. Really appreciate. So see, so these are the two questions. We started with this question number 9. Option, how I did derive the answer. Question number 10, and how I got the answer with just one match, and I'm almost sure that I have figured out the right answer. Now let's look at this type of questions. Okay, they come from the section which says mathematical, uh, maybe logical also. So let's just do the questions, because in the examination they don't really give you the questions per the section. They're all mixed up. So yeah. Now what you see, where the numbers are highlighted with the green color, that is a working part. That's not the part of the question that you will see on the question paper. The next term in the series, now they have given you the series -1, 5, 15, and 29. So you see, you got to see the relationship, and they give you the paper. Okay, they give you some scrap paper, they give you pencils, and you can do the calculation. So the minute I saw this, I said, okay, after -1 it is 5. How does one get 5 from -1? Go back in time, think about the number line when you add 6. Okay, now from 5, how do you get 15 when you add 10? Because the numbers are increasing in their value. Okay, it looks like an ascending order. Obviously it's a question of addition. So I said, fine, wow. And from 15, it jumped to 29. What is happening? How do I get 29 from 15? So when I add 14. And what pattern am I noticing in 6, 10, and 14? There is a jump of 4. So obviously to 29, I need to add the previous number 14 plus 4, 18, and get the answer. So the answer is 47, and 47 is one of the options. So my answer is 47. Believe me, when you practice, as I'm saying, please take a book, practice, do at least 50 questions a day. It's okay if you don't get the right answer. The best part is the books have the solutions, they have the right answer. They also have explained how you're getting that answer. And the familiarity to the questions, that you almost you feel, okay, I think I know this kind of a question. You yourself, each student is unique. Each person who's going to appear for the examination is unique. Though I am here in this session discussing a way of getting to the right answer, I'm pretty sure different students might devise or might discover through their intelligence, through their understanding, some other way of getting to the right answer. Okay. So I think there's no substitute to the practice. I'm just trying here, through at BTTC, we're just trying to get the different types of questions and, use this time on Saturdays to discuss with you all. But you need to really buy a book and practice and keep a target of 15 to at least 30 questions a day. And that will give you a lot of confidence. Okay, so a pattern was being formed. So what I did was, my approach was, so things are going up and up and up, so some addition is taking place. Now alternatively, maybe in some there's a multiplication, but so on your scrap paper, see what's going on. From this, how did, from -1 how I got 5, from 5 how I got 15, and you'll figure out. And this won't take more than maybe 20 seconds to get the right answer. Okay, so another one in the series. Now again, if you look at the series 1 6 15, it looks like ascending order. It's going up, 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 and the idea is to determine what is the pattern, what's happening over here. So 1 became 6 because I added 5. 6 became 15 because I added 9. So whatever is highlighted is my discovery. Okay, I discovered that from 1 you get 6 by adding 5. From 6 you get the next number in the series 15 by adding 9, and you can see for yourself. Once again, there is an increment. What you're adding in, you're not adding a common number. You're adding what you're adding to the number to get the next number in the series is also showing a pattern. There's an increment of 4. So 5 plus 4 is 9. If you can look up the screen. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 plus 4 is 17. And my series stops at 45, and they say, okay, tell me what comes next. So to 45, I will have to add the previous increment at plus 4, 21, and I get 66. And that's where you get the option. So you have 66 in option, go for it. 10 seconds, 20 seconds, maybe 25 seconds. So you're saving a lot of time on these type of questions, which you can utilize in the questions which are big. Okay, so maybe next Saturday, I don't know about next Saturday because it's very closer to the Diwali. So maybe, I don't know. We'll see if the other resource person would be engaging. But I'll surely get in my session little later the comprehension, as in huge 2 to 3 paragraphs followed by 4 to 5 questions. Okay, so if you try to read the paragraph over and over again, it will take a lot of time. So these are the questions where you save time. You don't need 1 minute to get an answer. With practice and with that familiarity, like, okay, this is that type of question, you can get the right answer maybe in 20 seconds, 30 seconds maximum, and you save time. So these are the question number 11 and 12, how I got the answer. Now let's look at this type of question. Logic. Straight from the logic section. They say a certain code covalent, and now these are not covalent and be, at least you can pronounce this as covalent, but the other one is some random arrangement of letters. And then they say what will be the code of elephant. So, and you see, look at the answers. If you look at the question, you really don't know what's going on. But again, when it comes to logic, it's always understanding what kind of patterns are being formed. Is there some kind of relation? Now, first and foremost, what I will do is I'll see if covalent. Now, none of the letters, because they've given you a code for covalent. Okay, let me pronounce it that way. And so the first thing is, okay, so I think C is becoming B, O is becoming W, V is becoming P, A is equal to D. You may think it's like that. So what I'll do is the word that they have given, whose code they have given, let me see if any letters are repeating. Covalen. None of the letters is repeating. Because you see, if the letters were repeating, I would have seen that thing. But no, they are like all the letters have been used in this word just once. So I really, and I can't see now, C is B. So maybe I feel okay, one letter before. But if that was the case, then O would have MN O and O should have become N. So no, that logic is, that relation, that pattern is not there. That each letter takes a letter before it in the order of the alphabet. No, that's not the thing. Very now, this is one of the very, very trickiest type of questions. So what do I do? And not only that, they want you to, on these lines, make the code for elephant. Okay, so when you analyze what is going on, or this, let me tell you, is one of the very, very difficult and challenging type of questions. So look here, look at the this thing. You know what, I tried to write elephant, and then but you see, there was no relationship as such. Now see, if forget this solution, if I look at covalent, okay, and I say, okay, what I'll do is C becomes B, O becomes W, V becomes P, A becomes D. If I go with that, it's fine. That's not a wrong way. But you see, what they want is a code of elephant. And elephant has certain letters. Okay, like E, okay, I get it over here. L, I get it over here. E, again, I get it over here. But this does not have P. Okay, this does not have P. So what do I do? Then H, it does not have H. It does not have. Maybe with P you can say, okay, P is equal to V. It has letters P and H, which is not there over here. So this is very, very difficult. And therefore, the solution is try. This will take time. This might even take 2 minutes, because, so we notice that there is some relationship when you divide. So each word, what is a common thing in each of these words, covalent and that BWP, DUOFM, that they have 8 letters each. Okay. So when I saw a certain relation like this, so C is going to this. So look at this relation. Okay, and that relation is common. So if I look at this word split into two parts, okay, including the code, split into two parts of containing 4 parts each, then this one, the first letter matches with the last letter of the code in the first four. Then O, the second one. Then A, the first one. And then you can see a pattern. It's, if I keep talking about it, it will be little distracting. But see the pattern. C matches with O. Okay. Then A matches with B. Probably what I can do is I can try to uh, uh, I can try to change the color. I should have actually, I made all red color. So you see, C is matching with D, O is matching with P, then V is matching with W, and A is matching with B. And the same thing is happening over here. And what is the relation? D follows C, right? Then O, M and O, P. So P follows O. V, U, V, W. W follows V and B follows A. So this is the pattern. And same thing, M follows L, then F follows E, and then O follows N, and U follows T. So this is the pattern, and the same pattern. Okay. Now you see, in my solution, I haven't even completed the whole thing. Okay, let's try to save some. So, okay, now this is the pattern. So with elephant, again, it's a 8-letter word. So let me apply the same funda here. Okay, so take for example, uh, okay, so E, F, correct? And then L, should become M. Then E should become what? F, right? And P, MNOPQ. Okay, so this becomes this. Now let me see in the options. See, this is not the classroom exercise where you have to give a complete answer on your own. The best part is we have 4 options. So elephant, the code for elephant will be something that has QFMF in the beginning. Okay. So A and D is completely ruled out. Q, this one starts with Q, this one starts with Q. But we know for sure it has to be Q. So whatever the answer is, the first 4 letters of that code is QFMF. And here is QFMF only once. So even the B is ruled out. Don't even bother to do the rest of the thing and go for the option C. Okay. Yes, you got it right, Sumanjit. I think somebody posted the answer. Got it? So once again, this is so interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting. So that's how you use the options, because you don't you save time. Now once you practice, you will think of these kind of combinations also, okay, and get the right answer. Maybe it will take a little more than 1 minute, maybe just 1 minute, but you will get it very soon. And you will not guess the answer. There is some pattern. Okay, let's look at the next one. Yeah. Again, in a certain code, England is written as, you can read the code, ULSNYLV. And using the same code, they want you to write how Ireland will be written. So now, first of all, understand the 2 things already given. England is written as ULSNYLV. So what I did was I tried to approach it like this. So E becomes U, N becomes L, G becomes S, and all that. Okay. And then what I notice is they have given you a code for England and they want you to write the code for Ireland. And if you compare, Ireland and England have E, L, A, and D. 5 letters. Each one is a 7-letter. Like Ireland is 7-letter word. England is a 7-letter word, right? And what they want will also be obviously 7-letter code, right? Now, between England and Ireland, the common letters are E, L, A, and D. 5 are common. So just match it. Just match it. Okay. So let's see. E becomes U. Can you see this? So just match it. E is U. Very good. What is L? L is N. A is Y. N is obviously L. L is N is L. Okay. And D is V. And you thought you got the answer, but look at the options. Here, the complication is with the options. The last 5 letters of a code for Ireland in the options should be UNYLV. But see what is happening. UNYLV, UNYLV, UHNYLV. Okay, so here you know that this one C is totally ruled out. C cannot be the, because the last combination, the last 5 words have to be in this order. UNYLV, 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 or above A and B. C cannot be the right answer, so that gets eliminated, right? And here UQNY. So this one also gets quite eliminated because it should be UNYLV. This is QNYLV. Okay. So the options C and D got eliminated. They cannot be right at all. The question is, what do I do with this? Whether it is option A or B. Okay. So now IR are the words which are not there in England. So how do I get to the right answer? Whether it is option A or B, whether it is HQ or QH. That question, so now in the previous thing, The options were like apart from each other totally. But here there are at least two things where the last five letters are arranged in a they seem right. Now I need to find out what is R, what will be the, so what, where is the catch now? IR is HQ or QH? That is the catch now. Now if you look at further analysis, you will find there's something happening, something more than, see when I put the letters U, E is U, so I've just kind of I've just looked at and put it without thinking what relationship they're showing. But on further analysis there is a certain relationship. If you look at D, okay, the letter D is a fourth letter when we begin the alphabet, A, B, C, D. And if you look at the letter V, it is the fourth as you go back. If you start alphabet from Z going to A, U, V, W, V, W, what is that? No. Can you help me with that? Um, D, A, B, C, D, V. Can you figure out how do you figure out what stands for I and R? You see in the code, okay, think about this. In this code, all of this, like what appears first, E or U? U. What appears, like what appears first is E, then U appears afterwards. L, M, N, A, it's Y, okay? Then N, it's L. So L comes L M no, sorry. L M N. Can you figure out what is this I and R? Any answers here? I'll wait for you to get to this answer, and uh, you can see so much has been done for you. Try to figure out. This is a real complicated thing. How do you know what stands for I and R? Take it as a homework and we'll discuss in the next lesson. Okay. You want to try, Sumanjit? The hint here is, look at this. This is the fifth letter, A, B, C, D, E. And if you read A, B, C, D, like from N to beginning, so start from Z, where does U appear? So there is still a relationship. So if you look at N, N is a 14th letter. Okay. And what is L, L, M, N? So L is a 12th letter. Okay. And 14. So see, there is a hint over here, the position of these letters. So it's like this one is, see the number starting from A, B, C, D onwards. And this, look at the number going from, you, as in, if you follow the sequence of Z to A. Okay, so like a descending order, if you want to say so. And that's where you will get the answer. So what is I? If you look at I, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, it's a ninth, what you can say, ninth letter. Okay. And R is the 18th letter. So what will match if you look at the if you read the ABCD Z to A, and that's where you will get the answer, and you will get B as a answer. So I matches with Q, because if you look at Q, R, S, T, Q is a 17th letter. And yeah. So R, if you count R being the 18th letter, so it's like there are how many more letters after R? R is the 18th letter. So 19 to 8 more letters, right? So if you sit and if you just try to understand it that way, you will find that I will match with Q and R will match with H. So your option is this one, B. Okay, we figured out how option C and C and D got totally ruled out, and out of A and B, the last five letters were common, but the catch was whether it is QH or HQ. It is QH. Okay. Uh, okay. Now let's look at this sum. Okay. This is again based on the logic. Okay. So in a certain code, 467 means leaves are green, 485 means green is good, and 639 means they are plain. Which digit stands for leaves in that code? So look at this. If I look at 467, leaves are green, 485 means green is good. Leaves are green, green is good. So in 467 and 485, in those means, the meaning that they have given as, like, three words, small sentence. So you'll find that leaves is a common word. Okay, no, sorry, green is a common word, and there's also a common number, that is 4. So 4 is equal to green. So green stands for 4. But what does the question want? What stands for leaves? Which word? So out of 4, leaves are green. So 4 is gone. That means 667 stands for what? Leaves are green. Okay, leaves are. So this stands for leaves are. So, okay. Hmm. Okay. Out of 467, 6 and 7 stand for leaves are. Okay. And uh, R is equal to 6, which you get from 639, right? In 639 means they are plain. Okay. So R is equal to 6. Uh, because leaves are, okay. So leaves are, out of this we figured out that 6 and 7 stand for leaves are, okay. We don't know what is 6, whether it is R or what is 7, but 639 means they are plain, okay. So here there is a common one, because they are playing, they playing is not seen anywhere else. 6 is a common thing between that 467 and 639, right? And the words, other words are distinct. So 6 definitely stands for R. So what is the correct option here? 7. Because 4 stands for green, 6 stands for R, and therefore 7 stands for the question, that is leaves. Okay, so the answer is option B. Okay, now this is the last question of the day. These are those questions which we did last time as well. Given below are the two statements, assertion, and the other is labeled as the reason. Okay. Let's see if it is not here. It's not some, random sentences. You have got to know about that term. So MOOCs, okay. So which is everyone knows MOOCs stands for Massive Open Online Courses, and you need to have the information. It's not just anything, right? And only then you will be able to figure out if it's a correct assertion, right? MOOCs on Swayam portal can be used for earning up to 40% credits per semester by students. On can be used. So, okay, it can be used. Yes, we know that, it is being used. It can be used. Whether you're using or no, we don't know, but it can be used. Okay, so looks like this is true. All MOOCs on Swayam portal are credit based MOOCs. Now, this may not be true. So, looks like this is not true. The reason for that assertion, R is not true. All MOOCs on Swayam portal can be used. Okay. But all MOOCs on the Swayam portal are credit based MOOCs. That's not the reason for this assertion. Okay, people have chosen that maybe 40% credits from Swayam courses can be used. But because this MOOCs on the Swayam portal are credit based, that 40%, no, the reason is okay. And again, it's look at the options here. More than that being the reason, first of all, that statement is only not true. So you go with the option that A is true, but C is not true. So for something to be A, both have to be true. Okay. So, and only then R can become the correct expression. But primarily here, what is happening is all MOOCs on Swayam portal are credit based MOOCs. That itself is not a true statement. So forget that being, the reason for it. So we'll go with the option that is C. So that was my question. So I tried to get a variety of just going through the questions that we discussed today. This was matching the list with getting the, approaching the answer. Then we had another match the list with trying to get the right answer. Then we had the series type of questions. We had this code which are based on logic. You try to understand the pattern and the arrangements and figure out like what is the relationship in determining the code and try to find the answer for the word that is given. This was very complicated because it looked very easy to begin with, but because the options are really very close to each other, especially A and B, how to determine these, that we figured out. This was, trying to the pattern was usually like, fifth letter starting from A, B, C, D, fifth letter as you approach from, Z to A. So if you, now here you really need paper and pencil to figure out this relationship and then determine what does I stand for. Is this QH or HQ? Okay. And then another code type of a question. and trying to see, what this stands for. Again, you need a paper and pencil to be very quick with determining the answer. And this was a typical assertion and reason based question. So, yeah. Uh, I will see if students have any questions, or else I will. Okay, so I noticed that we have here um Sumanjit Kaur, you are attending this. And if you have any queries, you can let me know, or else we'll end the session.
No, ma'am, thank you.
Okay. So, if you have any queries, you can put them in the group, and we'll see what best we can do about it. Okay. So thank you very much, and we'll see you again, and we'll let you know if we are having the session the next Saturday. Okay. Thank you very much, and have a blessed day all. Thank you.
Tapna, thank you very much. And it was a wonderful session. I'm sure students must have enjoyed it.
There were two or three, four, I think so, and then
Yes. And I must tell all the students this session also will be posted on the YouTube. And please be the part of it. Keep watching on the YouTube. And we will continue with these sessions. Thank you. Now, Diwali break will start. After this, we will be having the sessions in the month of November. So, wishing you all happy Diwali break. And after Diwali break, we will be having further sessions.
thank you very much.
And in the meantime, I request you all should continue practicing on these sessions. The material which is provided by the teachers, please continue practicing on that. Thank you. And I think YouTube can be put off now.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Have a blessed evening.
Tapna,